In this video, I'm going to talk about two coins that I think not only are going to have very, very bright futures, but might be two of the top moving cryptocurrencies in this bull market. You heard me right, especially based off of what we've seen over the last couple of days. These two coins are making a splash. And to be fair to them, they already had made a splash. They're making a brand new splash that could have amazing ripples into the future. But they are ones that I'm keeping a very close eye on as potential top performers in the next little bit. And what are they? Well, first of all, before I say what those names are, they are in the AI world. AI tokens, of course, right now have been booming, especially based off of Nvidia's strong earnings report. Now, I think most of us know this, but in case anyone is left on the outside, Nvidia, of course, making chips, they are going to continue to boom themselves. They did shock people with having better than expected performance in their most recent earnings report. But the big thing is, especially in what we have coming in this world, AI was going to be a big thing anyway. But I think that we're going to be seeing even more of it come into play over the last couple of days. We've been having some cell phone problems. I'm not going too much into that. Again, the conspiracy theory is part of that. But I think that the world of AI is just beginning. So if you think AI tokens splashing this week was just an outlier, think again. This is simply the beginning of the crazy explosiveness that we're going to see happen in the AI world. But now let's get into what are the top two tokens that I'm looking at, and I'm going to explain why that is. But before we do that, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit subscribe at the end of it. We're going to be talking about AI tokens a lot more. A lot of times we spend more time talking about other blue chip cryptos, but especially what we've seen happen over the last week, over the last month, over the last couple of months, AI tokens are proving they are not just a spark in the pan. They are here to stay and play in a very, very big way. Now, again, there's going to be two of them here I'm talking about. Some of you might be wondering, I'm drawing this out. I'm keeping it suspenseful, but I want to show you a couple of reasons why I'm big on these two. As I show you, though, AI is popping off here, and there's a lot of coins that I could choose to look at and say that I really, really like. There's a couple of things here that I'm going to keep an eye on, but notice here, we have here the 24-hour change all the way through the 90-day, and while the last 3 months have been explosive, the last month has been very, very big. You can see here on a lot of tokens, they either are very close to being the same in the 30-day percentage as the 90-day, or some of them are even larger, such as the graph right here, such as AGIX, and then you come over to the 7-day, and while most of them are smaller than the last 30 days, the 7 days are sometimes up to half, if not more than half of what the last 30 days has looked like, just telling you how much of a splash this week has really, really been. But here it goes. Let's dive into the two tokens that I really, really love here. The first one is, of course, going to be Render. Now, Render has been getting a lot of attention here recently. We're going to go to the charts and we're going to take a look at it. But I want to tell you guys one of the reasons why I'm really bullish. It's not just the price action. It's not just seeing it be explosive. And what would we say? It was up well over 100% in the last 7 days, but 112% in the last 30 days, 43% in the last 7 days, 100% in the last 30 days, 132 in the last 3 months. But one of the coolest things about Render that I really love is this signal right here. What is that? That is a max supply, meaning we absolutely know where this token can get to. This, similar to Bitcoin and Cardano and other coins that we love here, you always love seeing a max supply. And so when you see the explosiveness in price and you see just all the excitement about a coin, and then you see a max supply, that is a good reason to be bullish on that token. The other one that I'm extremely bullish on, and again, there's a lot to choose from, but it has got to be the one that is having the most explosiveness right now, and that would be Singularity Net, aka AGIX, another token that has a max supply. Now, I will caution people that I'm going to be a little more bullish, at least in the short term, on Render than AGIX, and one of the reasons why is because while we do have a max supply, I want you to look at something right here. The max supply on AGIX, or Singularity Net, is sitting here at 2 billion tokens. We currently have more than half at 1.3, almost 1.4 billion in circulation, but we still have a long way to go. Versus when I took a look at Render, check this out, 536 million is the max supply. current total supply is 531. So we are sitting a lot closer. Circulating supply at the moment, 378. Still, though, a lot closer than what we have going on with the other one. Let's go back and check out Ajax again, because again, I looked at total supply 1.2, so it's not that far off of total supply at the moment. Either way, it's not a deal breaker for me when a coin doesn't have a max supply. I'd have to look more at the tokenomics and what the future looks like for the coin. But anytime you do see a max supply, that is something that kind of rests you. So these are the two tokens I'm looking at to be potentially the most bullish. But now the question is, where is the price action going for them? Let's start off being a little more bullish, and I'm going to tell you guys about the bullish prices I'm looking at for these two tokens, but then also bring it back and say, all right, if we do have a pullback, because anytime you see this massive explosion of upward price action, you have to be aware that a pullback could be in the cards. Let's start off here with Render, the token that I'm a little more bullish on. Now, something really cool here, it's not necessarily hitting new all-time highs because this chart doesn't take it into full perspective, but based off of the history it has with Binance, we are sitting here wrestling with new highs on this chart. The other thing that's really cool here, and we've been talking about this token in our live streams when people bring it up, because people have been asking more about Render recently, and I told them, keep an eye on this yellow dotted line. If we can break that resistance, we could go a lot higher. You can see there's another trend line that's kind of in play here with the white dotted line that I want to keep your eyes on, but nice and simple here for a bullish prediction. Let's just pull out the good old Fibonacci extension, not retracement, because in this case, we're breaking the highs we have on the chart. I want to bring to your attention a level that is my next one to keep an eye on. After double topping here at $8.10, having a small pullback, if we can break through the 810, keep an eye on $10. Why is that? It's not just a nice psychological level. It is also the 1.236, the next significant level here on Fibonacci. That says $9.97. I would be very surprised if we stop right at $9.97. In fact, I think that you go to the psychological $10 mark, and there will be a lot of sellers ready to go at that point. The other reason why I'm a little bullish here is because despite the fact that we are seeing we're 100% overbought, we've been overbought here for a while. You do see a red reversal coming in, but I see some positivity. The MACD on the daily chart still climbing to the upside. And then Lux Algo, the sponsor of this channel, amazing indicator here. Money flow has just recently crossed bullish and is not showing any signs of slowing down. In fact, even right here when I'm looking at the oscillator looks to be curving over, but that's only because we're approaching the 100. It can't go any higher. It gets stuck. It has to move sideways. I want to see what happens in the next little bit. Let's even see what the 2-day is saying here. 2-day, love it. This is where you have a little more room to go, showing no signs of slowing down. Money flow is still positive. Oscillator is still positive. The bullish momentum is still very much in play. So there's your argument for potentially saying a $10 render is definitely within the cards. Let's take a look at the bullish option here for Ajax, however you want to pronounce it, Singularity Net ultimately. Now, this is one that has just broken through highs here more recently on the charts. Again, there's price action before this, but since we have been tracking it with technical analysis here on TradingView, we have just broken a new high. So even if we get a good pullback, and I'm going to tell you guys about a pullback here in a minute, today's video is going to be a little longer than I've done the last couple of days, but I do feel like this information is very important. Keep an eye on this level, the 0.67, the 67-cent region. Why? Well, if you guys have been watching the channel, we've talked very heavily about untapped resistance. Does that mean we have to come back and touch it now? No, it doesn't mean that, but I do believe eventually we will. We've had a double top here with significant time frame stopping us, and now that we've broken out of it, look for at some point, whether the next couple of hours, days, weeks, months, for a retest of this 67 cents, turning it into support. That would be massively, massively bullish. But how high could we go to the upside? Let's pull back out our Fibonacci. On this one, I don't need to go all the way back here. In fact, I only need to come to about the last high we had here at 67 cents, down to the more recent lows. And you can see we have been pulling and climbing a lot here. We're currently sitting somewhere right around that 1.236. We've gotten as high as the 1.382, but I want to keep my eyes on the future golden pocket sitting where? Right at $1. A lot of people have been talking about this, but I think this is absolutely doable. In fact, if you were to look at both of these coins, the predictions I'm giving are only 20 to 30% increases. In fact, to $1, we're looking at about 26% rally here on Singularity Net. If I were to go back over to Render and go back to my price prediction, we're talking about a move of about 30%. Similar moves right there to get to our price predictions. And I think that that's a very, very realistic expectation because, again, this AI, not just a flash in the pan, it's something that's here to stay. So I'm going to keep my eyes right there on $1 for Singularity Net. Same as we had, though, with Render. I want to take a look over here. Yes, we're overextended. Yes, we're saying we're overbought, but I see the money flow still going positive. In fact, it is above the bullish threshold. That's actually on the 2-day. If I go to the daily chart, let's take a look here. It just crossed above, and even though we have red reversals, that money flow is still extremely, extremely positive, looking very, very bullish. Now, I've given you a bullish price prediction, and I absolutely think that those are doable. At some point, we are going to have to cool off. Let's pull down this Fibonacci. At some point, you have to cool off. You do not stay this parabolic, this crazy to the upside without a reversal coming at some point. And while I told you the first level to keep an eye on would definitely be 67 cents here for Singularity Net, and for Render, you're probably at least looking back here to this high we had around 531. There are levels that are even lower that I think you need to be aware of. Am I predicting we have to go this low? I'm not necessarily making that prediction, but I want to bring it to your attention because we have to learn our lesson from things that go at crazy explosive. For example, XRP. And I'm not here. The point of this video is not to poop on the XRP army. I still believe there's bullish price action coming for XRP. But remember the explosiveness we had back in July for XRP, and everyone thought it was going up above $1, and there's nothing but blue skies and green candles from here. And then, of course, we ended up eliminating all of that rally. That's what happens when you rally too fast and you don't settle and create strong support. Well, coming back over to our AI tokens, I want you to be aware of something with this crazy explosiveness that has happened, definitely since back here in February, but you could even make an argument for later on in January, earlier in January. Let's pull up some order blocks of what we're seeing, some importance here. Now, here on the daily chart, we do have some order blocks coming in right above $4. Again, that is when the explosiveness kind of started here. And this is kind of backed up when we come over at Render with high block capital. This is a 1-month chart telling us where the liquidations really are. And you can see there's really not that much. There's definitely stuff that leads us all the way to 10. So I continue to hold that out as a price prediction for the bullishness. But look at where the majority of liquidations really sit. They're sitting here right above or even / a little below that $4. That kind of lines up perfectly with our order blocks right here. The first one coming around $4.33. The next and more significant one coming in closer to $3.60. This lines up just perfectly with where there should be a lot of money to flow. And again, a lot of money has flowed into this coin quickly. It also can come out very quickly. So I want you to be prepared for those levels. I think that would be a dream buying situation. Do not take these low prices as me being bearish on these coins long term. In fact, I'm trying to make a point that these are realistic levels that could be amazing, life-changing levels to be purchasing your crypto. The same can be said for Singularity Net, where the explosiveness really started right here on Friday the 16th, but you could also go ahead and come back here to this order block coming back all the way below 30 cents. It starts to get interesting there around 26 cents. Could get very interesting around 23. And of course, if I were to come over, I do not have any here on high block, but if you would go to the liquidation heat map over on CoinGlass, take a look at where the heavy liquidity is. It's coming in below 30 cents, right to those same exact levels between 26 to 23 cents. We're seeing some confluence that if the bulls get exhausted and the bears take back control, these could be dream buying situations. I would be scooping up a whole lot because once again, these tokens are going to do things very, very well in this bull market. They are potential candidates for me as being the top crypto movers. However, that is just my opinion. What is yours? Make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Do you agree with me that these two coins could be the best? Is there another coin on the radar that I should be keeping an eye on that you want to suggest as well? Comment down below. If you did enjoy this video and learn something from it, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more content just like this. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next video.